Hello my friends, nice to see you again. This is Alex, your friendly neighborhood photographer. Today's video is gonna be about some basic tips how to learn to fly your drone. This time I'm on a nice little winter hike on a mountain called Fürenalp, which is near Engelberg in Switzerland. There is another very famous mountain which is called Titlis, which is also amazing, but this time of the year you just have tons of tourists there because they all go skiing and sledging and getting drunk in the taverns. Anyway, I'm on the mountain at Fürenalp and it's amazing here. You can see that we have amazing sunshine. The sky is completely blue. We have superior mountain here. They just look gorgeous all around. And I've decided to do a little video up here. Basically all drones, most of the drones have the same kind of mechanism how you steer them. You usually have two joysticks on your remote. And I will talk about how to use those, how to make fine movements, how to hold your joystick to get the best results. So back at home now, warm and cozy, and I've got my remote control and I will show you how to put it together, and I will also talk about the basic moves and some additional advice on how to not crash your drone. So here we go. There is the remote control of the drone. First things first, I'm gonna open it up at the bottom part and I will take out these little joysticks here because in the Mavic 2 Pro's remote control they are detachable, which is pretty cool because if you stow away your remote control, make sure you don't break them off. Then you open up the antennas like this and you make sure that they are in this position, you know, they are not up straight or whatever completely down. Although it depends on, the point is that the signal the remote control is emitting comes from these flat sides here. So you want to always point those towards your drone in the air. Now, since it is, since I got a USB-C phone, I got a little USB-C cable here, which is plugged on the other side in the remote control itself. And I take my phone and I just simply plug it in there. Like, yeah, sometimes a bit uneasy to do this, as you can see, but you get used to it. And then I can just take my phone and plug it into this, put it into this holder, and that's step number one. Step number two will be to turn it on. For this, on the DJI drones and remotes, you always do on the power button a short push and then a hold. So push, hold. Then it gives you the sound and then you are ready. You can turn on your phone or I unlock it, and what's usually happening is that it gives you, after a couple of seconds, the DJI app for your drone. There you go, DJI Go 4, and yeah, right now my drone is turned off, I'm not connected, and as you can see I also need to do a firmware upgrade, but I'll be back in a couple of seconds with the drone connected and I'll show how to fly around. So the drone would be ready to fly, but I'm actually inside, so I'll not take off right now. But how I would do it is, once the drone has taken off, with the left stick you can go upwards, you go downwards, then you can turn it to the right and turn it to the left. With the right stick, you would go forward and you would go backwards and you would strive to the right and strive to the left. As you can see, it's easy as that, nothing special. The best is if you do a little bit of practicing around, you know, fly, for example, in circles or try to fly in squares, go up and down a little bit, you know, just to get a hold of it. The easy part is flying. The not so easy part is not crashing the drone. Now, most of the modern and better DJI drones, they all have this kind of motion sensoring and object sensors in them, so they will tell you if something is close. You know, like you're flying towards a tree or a pole or a rock or anything, and then the drone will automatically stop. But unfortunately, not all of the drones have these nice features, so you really got to be careful because especially around Christmas season or New Year's season, there will be a lot of kids who got drones for Christmas and then they just crash them, and that's a huge disappointment, so watch out for this. There's one additional thing I'd like to mention, and that is that there are different modes in your DJI drone which can be very useful depending on what you want to achieve. There is a sports mode which allows you to go very fast, but the controllability of your drone is also reduced and the
Object censoring, like, censoring rocks and trees and stuff, is also turned off. So you got to be really careful with that. If you want to be on the safe side, you either keep it in normal mode, or in some, you also have here a little switch to change it. And in some of them, you have a tripod mode. Now that is really interesting because it makes your movements very smooth. Because usually what happens is that if you press your joystick around, depending on the speed and on the force, how far you press it, the movement speed will also change. So if you want to go fast forward, you just push it full throttle ahead and then it goes full speed. But if you just move it a little bit, like this, then it will just go a little bit. Now, much slower. Now, if you are in tripod mode, it doesn't matter how much you push it ahead or how strong your movement is, it will always be a very smooth and very slow movement. And slow movement is exactly what you want. You want to have them because they give your footage a nice and smooth cinematic effect. One additional thing to mention here is how to hold the joysticks on your remote control, because most people, they would just usually go in there and do it with their thumbs because that's the natural thing to do, right? However, I would strongly advise you to go more for this kind of hold your joysticks with 2 fingers and hold the remote control in the palm of your hands, because your movement like this will be much, much smoother and much more precise as well. Maybe there is one more extra advice I'd like to give you when you're flying around with the drone, and that is make longer clips. Some people, they are creating huge clips, so the whole drone flying session is like one file in the end, which is huge, like 10 gigabytes or more. I like to do smaller clips, but don't make them too small, because if it's just, a couple of seconds, then it's really hard to cut. So I like to take around 15, 20, 30 seconds clip, because that will also give you a lot more flexibility in post-production. Example, my previous drone was a Mavic, a simple Mavic, DJI Mavic drone, and it had this issue, a technical issue, where sometimes there was a little glitch in the footage, like, and it was just very annoying. And if I just had a very short clip, with 5 seconds or maybe just 10 seconds, and then this glitch would completely ruin it. But if I have a longer clip and there is a little glitch in the beginning, I can simply cut that off and then just take the rest of the footage and put it into my post-production work together.
I'll also put together a little compilation of shots I'm gonna do here. I mean, if I look around, it's just gorgeous. Those mountains in the background, look at that. There's another one just behind me. Yeah, really, really cool. So, see you around.